City is an urban planning concept where everyday necessities are easily reachable within a 15-minute walk or a 15-minute bike ride. This concept can promote more green spaces, but it can also decrease carbon emissions.
From an environmental standpoint, one of the biggest pieces is that if we're driving less, we're putting less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, we're slowing the pace at which we're changing the climate that we have to live with.
Dr. Wynne Everham, a professor at the water school at FGCU, knows a thing or two about creating a usable space.
And I think most good 15-minute city approaches include a significant amount of green space within walking distance, because we're finding out that
这小区啊，像不像军事化管理？现在买个菜，原来是。
不用疑惑，我来给你们解答这个问题。我现在在外面，然后我进去就正常刷脸就可以。
验证通过。
就进来了吗？我真的进来了，然后没有人管我。现在看，再绕出去。以前哪敢呢？不行，迫不及待了，快跑！看，这是另一个展厅。
验证通过。
我又出去了，这回信了吧？真的能出来。
先过来上个公厕，再可以人脸识别扫码，
请正式屏幕，请
直接出纸。
Alright, Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Hakodash.
Yahweh being the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, Bahasham meaning in the name, Yahushai being the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and Hakodash being the Holy Spirit that speaks to us so that we can divide this word correctly and directly, and we can understand the words that the Lord has given to us through His scriptures. We also want to give double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to the hopeful like that they're pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, striving their best to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord. But as you can see, what the elites of the world got planned, right? They got these 15-minute cities planned, right? And we're just gonna go into a couple scriptures just showing that these are signs of the times, right? These are examples of things that's going on in the real world that show that Yahushua is near, right? And it's a beautiful time to live in, and it's a beautiful time to understand these different things. But you start with the Habakkuk.
Come on, brother. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. It said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh,
and this is what we doing. We standing upon our watch, right? We seeing these different prophecies that Yahushua said will come to pass, right? We comparing it to what's actually taking place, right? Actually taking place on the news, right? We different things that we seeing, right? And this is a perfect example, right? They're talking about the 15-minute cities. You seen how the I don't know where that was at, but I know it was in the east. Right, with the so-called Moabites, I mean not so-called Moabites, but the Moabites, they were locked up in their cities, right, which is prophecy, right? But you can finish that.
Verse 2, it says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right. And that's what we making that vision plain upon tables, so that you can run that read it, that we reading these things and we giving the sense, like it says in Nehemiah 8:8. We give you the understanding on the things that's taking place in the real world, showing that it's biblical prophecy.
Right, people be saying that the Bible is outdated, right? But the Bible is living words, right? These things are still happening to this day, right? The Bible has been a relevant book. The words of the Lord are relevant from the beginning of time to the time we in right now.
Yep, because the scriptures, like the Lord said, declaring the end from the beginning, and we seeing that through the scriptures. The Lord declared these things before he even created everything. And the Lord have his prophets to give the sense of those things, to give you the knowledge of those things, the understanding of these precepts.
Right.
Yeah, you got it.
To help you prepare. Right. What did Second Chronicles 36 and 16? It spoke about how the Lord set up his prophets. You about to grab it?
This 2 Chronicles chapter 36 and verse 16. It says, matter of fact, I'll start at 15. It says, and Yahweh power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets. And to the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people till there was no remedy.
Right. The Lord has his prophets out here showing the things that's about to take place beforehand. Right. It said betimes. Right. It's speaking about how the Lord's doing these things early. Right. And it said it was a sign of compassion. Right. Just like during the time of Noah. Right. Noah was building that ark. And what was Noah doing? It said that he condemned the world. Right. And then that's what he was doing, right? But the like that scripture just said, the people mocked the prophets, right? They didn't take heed to him,
right? Because it say, "I will stand upon my watch." They say, "And set me upon the tower." We sat on that tower, man, on the highways and byways and the hedges to warn our people, right? To let you know these signs and these tokens that's written in the scriptures, on things that you should prepare for, right? On things that's going to take place, to get your mind right. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The devil finna come down and have a great wrath. These are the signs.
I could grab that.
You got it.
This is Revelations 12. This is Revelations 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right, this devil finna come down showing his true horns because his time is running out, man. The Lord is getting ready to make his grand finale, man, his second return. You know, and we telling our people and we telling the world that this devil is finna do these things, man.
This world's about to get shaken up. Right, and this is an example right here. What's happening in China right here, or wherever it was at? I'm not sure with the specifics, but with these lockdowns that's happening, in wherever that place is gonna be happening all around the world. All right, but you can finish that.
That's when it's a worldwide thing, because it said that he come down have a great wrath, and then there's another scripture that says he said you're gonna try them that dwell in the world, something like that.
Might be Revelations 3. What you talking about?
It shall come upon the whole world about the
I think you're talking about this. This is Revelations 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, and that hour of temptation is going into that MOTB, that C-hip.
Right, that's a part of that wrath that's about to come down. It said that the devil is going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
And these are the times and the signs that we're living in. And we give you warning of these things.
Right. We seen all these different things taking place in the earth, giving credence to the prophecies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right. We see them setting up the different CBDCs. We see as Lord also spoke about wars and rumors of wars, which is another blatant one. We see.
They were just talking about Russia shot down an American drone. So that's the sign of the time there,
right?
Of the wars. Say of wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places. You know, seeing that the end is not yet.
You said earthquakes in diverse places. There was 50,000 people that just died in an earthquake over there in Turkey. Yep. Right, and I believe it was parts of Israel too, if I'm not mistaken. But
it's all signs, man, of what's written. It's biblical. These words are faithful and true. It said, let the Most High be true and every man a liar. These things is linking up to the scriptures that's taking place in real time. You know? But you could finish that out.
Yeah, this is, I'll just restart. No matter of fact, it says, it says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yep. And we letting that be known. That this devil finna try to on the whole world, not just America. You know. But we giving you warning of these things, man, so to not take that, because knowing the consequences of that.
Right.
You know, like it says in that Revelation, man, you gonna have your part in the lake of fire was burning with brimstone.
I got you. This Revelations 14 and verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Right, and this is the end goal of everything. Right, we showing you this lockdown situation that's going on in this place, right? But the end goal of everything that's going on, the end goal of Esau's NWO and all his little devices, his plans, right, is that MOTB, him causing all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive that charagma in their right hand on their forehead. And
that's what these lockdowns gonna bring. It's gonna enforce that. You know, all that is gonna play a part in this man in his NWO.
He spoke about how his heart is deep. Right? He spoke about how he goes in Psalm 64. He speaks about his secret counsels. Right? He's plotting against the I forget how it's worded. But the Esau is plotting against the Lord's people.
Yep,
right?
The poor.
Yep. And this is all ultimately a part of the Lord's plan to bring destruction upon this place and deliver his elect. Right? But when you want,
I got another one. This Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It say, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." And we know that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. If not, where and who is he? We know who's the earth given to, who's in rulership, who's facing the money, who's in power. Just talking about our enemy, man, Esau, Edom. It say, destruction unto him that devise iniquity and work evil upon his bed, man. That's what this fucking devil do, man. It said, never trust thy enemies, man. Not that we're not supposed to trust this devil, man. But that's what we're giving you warning of. But you had something?
That Habakkuk on.
We go back to that. This Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2 again. It says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Right, and we seeing it not tarrying. We seeing that these prophecies is taking place right in front of our faces. Right, and pretty soon there's gonna be no denying it that the Lord is putting in work on this place. But I did have this second Ezra 15, right? Because it's going into this these lockdowns right here. There's a prophecy spoken about in this second Ezra, but I'll just read it.
Can I speak on something right here again,
Come.
Because it said, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So though it seemed like, you don't see them setting up shop or see martial law on the streets, curfews, etc., checkpoints. That doesn't mean it's not gonna come.
Right.
It says, though it tarry, it will surely come, it will not tarry. So it's even though it seems like it's tarrying, but it's gonna come to pass.
Right, it says for an appointed time. It's not for an appointed time that's appointed in our eyes. It's appointed to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
When the Lord sees fit, But that's what I want to hop on.
I'll just read the second Ezra. This second Ezra is 15 and verse 14. I start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Right, that woe, that woe is death and destruction. And brother was going into earlier how these plagues is gonna hit the whole world. Right, but it's
how that MOTB, gonna come upon the whole world. Even the plagues.
Right, but it said, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand, right? And this is prophecy right here, and this is what's going to be taking place very soon upon the earth, right? And we know that these things is taking place soon because we're giving heed to the prophecies that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said we're going to take place before his coming.
Yep, and you could look at that as race wars, race riots, people that support Trump, people that support Biden. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be going against each other, etc. Man, it's gonna be all hell breaking loose, chaos.
Come, but I'm gonna keep reading. It says, man, I had a precept pop in my head. I'll just keep going. It says,
you started back at the top.
It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall regard, Salaki, it says, and they shall not regard their kings and nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power.
Yep, they're gonna be out here bugging out. They're gonna rebel against the government.
Right, it's gonna be a purge-like atmosphere around here.
Yep.
Right, and these are the things. This is a part of the things that the prophets is warning you of. This time of great trouble. It speaks about that time in Daniel 12, and 1 it says a time like no other. I'm gonna just grab that. Why not?
Because they gonna start rioting. People gonna start coming against the government. It's gonna be all hell breaking loose, man. And this is what we're warning you of. This is what we're telling you about.
It's gonna be unstable, but the only ones that's gonna be stable is those that take heed to the words of the prophets, right? Which are the words of the Lord.
And we let you know that if we abide under the shadow of the Almighty, we're gonna be protected. Right. And like it says in Psalms 91,
it's also said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time and strength of salvation.
Right. And that word stability goes into being firm, goes into faith, being stable, unmovable. Applying these precepts.
All right. This is Daniel 12 and 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. All right, but what did it say? It said a time of trouble. Right, so that reminds me of Jeremiah 30 and 7. It speaks about Jacob's trouble. I'm gonna just grab that too. These is turbulent times that we coming into, and the only way to get through it is through the wisdom that we receive through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
I got you. Okay. This Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. It say, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble.
Can you start at 5?
Come. This Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. For thus said Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
Right.
And that's what you got. Yep.
What did Yahweh Shai say? He said he come to bring a sword.
And he said, think not that I'm come to send peace on earth, but a sword.
Right. Right. There's gonna be troublous times, right? There's gonna be troublous times that's about to take place.
Say he think not that he come to send peace, but division, but rather division as well. And that's what we're pushing. That's what we're telling you, that we're warning you of the Lord. Because the Lord said, give them warning for me. Because ultimately the Lord bringing these things. The Lord, you got it.
So like I don't have that, but I got one that says basically around the same thing. This is the top of 2nd Ezra 15, and it's top of 2nd Ezra 15. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. Yeah. Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, right? The words of prophecy which the Lord will put in thy mouth, right? That's giving word from the Lord. And that's happening by the prophets, right? He said, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets. Who's out there in the streets, the highways and the byways, bidding the people to the marriage? It's the prophets out there on the street corners, right?
Because the Lord revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So we showing you and we telling you the signs and the tokens that the Lord have in the scripture that you should be preparing for and looking out for, to prepare for once again.
Right.
But back in this Jeremiah, this Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5 again, it say, "For thus said Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not peace, Salakia, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man do a travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness."
Right, grown men gonna be screaming like pregnant women, right? And those this is the type of terror that's gonna take place upon the earth, coming very soon. Why would a grown man be doing that? Right, it's because of the things that's going on around him. All right.
Verse 7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
But it's just that that elect is gonna be saved out of that, right? But it's gonna be the troublous time before him, right? We out here telling our people the things that's about to happen before they happen, so that they can be prepared, so that they can gird themselves with truth, right? Put on that full armor, like it speaks about in Ephesians 6.
I got a precept for you. This 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18. "And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?" You know, so if the righteous be scarcely saved up out of Jacob's trouble, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? You know, they has nowhere gonna be found, man. They gonna be delete him. You know, reset him.
Right.
You know. But that's we giving you warning, man, because we trying to get the blood off our hands, and we trying to wake up the elect. We trying to save our own ass and save those that hear as well, man.
This is verse 15 in 2nd Ezra 15 again. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings and princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Right, and that's exactly what we're seeing in this video, right? And it also took place at the beginning of the lockdowns, where people weren't able to do certain things because of things that Esau had set in place.
Yep, you couldn't travel here, travel there. You couldn't go into certain stores.
Right.
You know,
That's all about to ramp up real soon, right?
they shut down stores.
You couldn't go in this place because you didn't have your vaccination and a whole bunch of different stuff, right? And this is all Esau getting people prepared for the things that he's about to bring down.
Certain area was on lockdown. They couldn't actually leave their city.
Right, you seen that in China. People couldn't even leave their buildings, right? There was people jumping off of the top floor because they couldn't leave their buildings, right? People weren't even getting food, right? And these things have taken place already, right? And this is gonna keep ramping up,
It's coming to a city near you.
right? But it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread."
Right, it's gonna be lawlessness because
Anarchy.
they gonna riot, they gonna rebel against the government to the point where they gonna start purging. They gonna be going into their own neighbor crib, trying to survive, man. There's gonna be survival mode out here,
Survival of the fittest.
and this is all written in the scriptures, man. And we seeing that we are close to that day. We getting very near to that time, man. That was is more than that.
This is a couple more words. It says, "Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation."
Great tribulation.
Right. So it's gonna be a time of great tribulation coming upon this earth. So we gotta be prepared with the words of the Lord, right? Just like Noah was preparing, he heard. I'm gonna grab that. It's Hebrews 11. Might be verse 6. 7. This is Hebrews 11 and verse 7. It says, by faith Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet. Right, and that's happening right now with the prophets out there. Right, the people are being warned by the Most High. Right, what did that Second Chronicles say? Right, the Lord set up those prophets B times. Right, the Lord speaking. What did that Second Ezra 15:1 say? Right, we speaking the words of prophecy that the Lord put in our mouth. Right, the prophets out there speaking is the Lord speaking to the people. Right, and it's the same thing that happened to Noah. But this is the mentality of Noah. I'm gonna read it again. It says, by faith Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Right? So this is what we out here preaching for, so that the people can move in fear, right, and prepare themselves with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The scriptures speak about how certain of our forefathers were saved through wisdom. Right? It said that these words is able to make us wise into salvation. The scriptures say these are the men that show us the way to salvation. Right? This is what we're doing. Right? Trying to get our people saved. Right? But really, it's going to be the only the elect that take heed. It said that the my sheep hear my voice and follow me.
That remnant.
Mm-hmm.
So only a remnant gonna return.
Mm-hmm. But what are we supposed to do? Is slacky. But we're supposed to put on as the elect. Right, and we do that to the best of our ability, so that the Lord can see fit to take us out of these troublous times, troubling times.
Yeah, the scripture said, like in Luke, to pray always that you may be accounted worthy, to escape and to stand before the Son of Man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're warning and telling our people to do, these things, to come back to your power. But you got more?
Mm-hmm.
This second Ezra chapter 4. In verse 28, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So the Lord gotta bring this destruction. The Lord gotta bring hell to this place, man, so that the kingdom could be established, man. This kingdom gotta go down for our kingdom to be, for Yahweh Shem Shai's kingdom to be established on the planet Earth. This kingdom gotta be taken. This queendom gotta be taken out of the way. So that which is sown with good could come. So if this place don't get turned upside down, right side up, how can that be sown with good? How can that come? So all these things that's taking place is for a purpose. To get rid of 2/3 of our people, to get rid of our enemies, and to establish Yahweh Shem Shai's kingdom on the earth, man. And these are the signs and the times that we're living in. Thus saith the Holy Bible.
I ain't had nothing else.
That's all I had.
Lord's, with this video is edifying. We want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Also want to give double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone. We want to say shalom to the hopeful elect that they're pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, striving their best to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord. Till our next one, shalom.
Shalom.